folks, welcome back to the casting couch here at the Melbourne Boat Show this year on the live well. Now I'm joined with somebody now who I've known for a little while, and he doesn't talk like you and I. He's got a funny accent, but he's a really cool dude. I'd like you to meet Malki from Lone Star Marine. Malki, how you going, mate?
I'm good, Paul. Thank you.
Now, you've been making some things called anchor winches.
Yeah, I have.
For us lazy people in Australia who obviously don't like pulling our own anchors up,
Yeah,
you've made a product just for them.
I have. And I came about to make this product because I'm also a lazy person who doesn't like to pull the anchor up.
Very good.
So,
Now tell me a bit about winches in general, not so much about the Lone Star thing, but
Sure.
where did winches sort of start going into boats, and when did we sort of start exploiting these sort of products?
winches would have been in boats since boats have been on the water, I think, since people have been using anchors. But electric winches have been around for, as long as there's been electric DC motors. The standard sort of winch is a windlass,
Yep.
and that has a head that grabs the rope and chain and drops it in a hole below the deck.
Of course, yep.
The winches we make are called the drum style winch, and they are an Australian invention. Not
right.
by me, but by a man named Dean Forrester. Credit where credit's due. I give credit where it belongs.
So we came up with a drum winch idea.
We did. It was a South Aussie guy came up with the drum winch idea
Oh, very cool.
16 or 18 years ago, and there are around 8 different companies in this country now who make or import drum style winches. Yeah.
And hasn't it changed the way we boat now? Like, I mean, I remember, 15 years ago when I used to go out with mates and they'd say, let's change spots.
Yeah.
And everyone would look at each other and go,
Oh,
whatever.
nuh-uh.
Who's pulling that anchor up? We're just going to sit here and
Yeah,
just
not
see
me.
the tide out.
No.
So hasn't it changed it remarkably?
Oh, it's changed my fishing. It's the first thing people come back to us to say. That's the first bit of feedback we get.
Yeah.
And it's changed the way I fish. I never used to fish for whiting. I would drop anchor once, max twice per trip. I just could not be bothered doing it. So.
Now, they don't kill the batteries in the boats, do they? Use a little bit of power?
Look, they use a bit of power. There's a wound field motor will use a lot more power than a PMDC, as long as the PMDC motor is rated properly to that
You just
unit.
spoke German then. What's a PMD what?
Permanent magnet DC motor.
Right.
All right, so they use a little less power, but they do not have the power density either. So, but overall, they use a bit of power. They'll use more power than anything else on your boat. But if you have a small boat and a single large battery, and that means a relatively small winch and winch motor, you can probably get away with it. Yep. Bigger boats definitely have a twin battery system.
Speaking of bigger boats,
Yeah.
you don't just do boats for the little recreational small size boats. You also
No.
do some pretty big, massive
Yeah, we do.
drum
We've,
ampage, yeah?
we've put winches on 70-foot boats.
70 foot.
70 foot.
That's a big anchor.
It is big. The anchors these things are pulling are around 200 pound and up.
Wow.
And those are some fantastic units. We actually made the largest electric drum style winch in the world so far. So
Now, I take it hanging these things off a boat that we're predominantly using in salt water in Australia
yes,
can cause an issue for some parts, but you
It
guys have come up with
can.
a way to sort of eliminate the water ingress, is that right?
yeah, we have. We use a sealed motor and a sealed gearbox, and when I say sealed, it's engineered, to seal properly without the use of silicone or paint or anything like that. They fit together right.
They're tight, just nice.
They're tight. They're
Yeah, right.
we use O-rings and they work really well. They're a good piece.
And
yeah.
we can get these things just about anywhere in Australia, can't we?
Oh, anywhere. We ship all over the country. We
And
have,
all over the world?
all over the world. We have a distribution network in the USA. We have a distribution in New Zealand as well, and we've shipped to 11 countries so far.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, these things, I take we don't go over to some dodgy little sweatshop in China and whack parts together and throw them and try and sell them off. You
No.
guys have got a factory here in Melbourne, and you
Yeah, we have a factory here in Melbourne. In regards to the parts, we used to import a lot of Chinese parts. They were made to spec. We now manufacture in-house here, which it's just better, it's just easier, there's less waste. And, I couldn't be prouder of our product and the staff that we have. We
Awesome.
have full-time fabricators, full-time engineer, and, it makes us all very proud to make
I'm going to
what
look
we
down
make.
at lens at these people at home. There's an Australian-made product, made in Australia, giving Australians jobs in an industry that's declining in this country. So if you're going to look at buying something local,
Yeah.
Lone Star Marine have done it really well, watertight, made in Australia by Australian people, in Australian retailers, and going all the way around the world,
Yes, they are.
and with some great innovative engineering involved in it too.
Yeah, we're very proud of what we make.
You should be, mate. That's an awesome effort.
Thank you.
So make sure you get out there and have a look at. You go to lonestar.com.
LoneStarMarine.com.au.
LoneStarMarine.com.au.
Yeah, that's our website here. You can go to, if you're in the States, I'm sure this show will be getting over to
Yeah,
seas.
absolutely. Yep.
HammerMarine.com.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, this is a fishing program after all. It's not just about boating.
Let's talk fishing.
I would ask you a few quick, and look, I like to find out where people have been on their journey through fishing and where they've come from. So, think back as far as you can.
Yeah.
Who was the first person who sort of gave you any sort of influence?
My mum.
Your mum? You're the first person to say mum.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my mom, she was the fisherwoman, and she used to take me any chance she could get. Wasn't particularly good at it, and but we always had a great time.
Now, you didn't grow up in Australia, so
No.
whereabouts did you do most of your fishing?
Texas. So
Cool.
we grew up fishing stock tanks and ponds for perch and largemouth bass and catfish.
Crappie?
No,
really?
I didn't get into that,
Okay,
the
yeah.
grappling thing, but I've seen people do it. I'm not keen. I like my fingers.
Of course, yeah. So obviously, if you can think back that far to know that your mum was the one that got you started in fishing.
Yeah.
Can you remember back to when your mum was giving you your pocket money? What was the first bit of tackle that you went out and said, you know what, I'm going to buy myself some gear? Now, I remember mine clearly, but can you remember
What
yours?
was it? What
For
was
me,
yours? Yeah.
mine was a Sealstar BT35 2500 spin reel.
Right. I would say that mine would have to have been a Zebco 33.
Which is, for those that don't know, in America there's a company called Zebco. They're a really large manufacturer of reels.
Yes. Yeah,
Cool.
they're huge. If you go fishing, you use a Zebco. But it's an enclosed reel, so you
Yep.
press the button at the bottom of the line, spills out the top of the little hole.
Let go.
Shoots out.
Yep.
And freshwater fishing in the States, a Zebco will pretty much cover everything. And for the $23 you can get that with the rod, you're set.
Awesome. Now, you've come a long way from where you were there. Now you're living in Australia.
Yeah.
You're doing a lot more fresh or saltwater fishing here.
Actually, to be quite honest with you, I have only fished freshwater in this country once. I
Wow.
caught the saltwater bug when I was about 16 in Texas. I used to take regular trips to the coast with my youngest brother. Used to scare the crap out of my parents and wouldn't call them for 3 days. And when I moved to Australia, I just took right to the salt, and I absolutely love it.
Awesome. Well, we're going to have to wrap up there because we're running out of time, but I'd really like to thank Malki for joining me. Makes a great product in Australia. Remember, it is Australian-made, engineered, and all done. So make sure you get onto LoneStarMarine.com.au. Malki, thanks very much for joining me, mate.
Thank you for having me,
It's been
Paul.
awesome.
It
Cheers.
was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers.